It's a question that I it's a question that I had struggled with for quite some time. And that was, why was I having clients that just were not getting the results that they wanted, and they were continuing to have fits and starts, a little bit of success, but it wasn't sustainable. What was going on that I just couldn't seem to assist them in the level that they needed to have in order to keep their results long term? And then someone asked me a question as far as, well, how about your own results? What kind of results are you keeping long term? Ooh. And that's when I realized something really important. We attract what we are, not what we want. See, I hadn't discovered how to take myself off the trauma triangle. I was either playing a victim, look at what they're doing to me, or I was playing the hero, look at how somebody has to be rescued. People don't want to be rescued. They resent others who feel that they need to go in and save other people. So I had to look at myself and say, how was I continuing to repeat the trauma triangle for myself? Because that's then what I was attracting in as clients, the ones that wanted to continue it for themselves. I talked to a gentleman the other day in a no charge phone consult, and he told me how he had lost all motivation. Now, I know that if he is listening to my podcast or watching my YouTube channel, he's attracted to me because he knows that there's something he no longer wants to experience in life. He wants to get off that trauma triangle and he wants to move forward, but he just doesn't know how. Because whenever we're experiencing problems, we learn to get our needs met through those problems. We learn to create a sense of certainty because we always know what's going to come up next, that it's aspects of the problem we've been over before. We get a level of freedom because we get to choose how the drama is going to show up this time. We get the sense of worthiness by saying, oh, look at everything I've tried and nothing's worked. And we also get a level of validation because we get to stay connected to others through problems. For some of us, with our friends and our family, we wouldn't know what kind of conversation to even have with them unless it wasn't about the problems that we're all experiencing. So, out of what's known as the core four, our challenge is getting our needs met in at least one of those ways at a very high level, with a couple of two thrown in as accent, if not all four. And so this gentleman that I talked to was ready to move past that and find how to get those needs met in a healthy way. But I gave him something to do that was completely unrelated. Didn't have motivation to follow through. He didn't have the focus to stick with the project, even whenever that project lost its thrill. Hey, we've all done that. We get really excited about something that we're going to do, but after not long, then the excitement is waning, and we have distractions that show up that go, no, come over here and I'll divert you. Social media can be a really good one. Now, I know he's already attracted to me because I'm explaining that you've got these needs, you've learned to meet them dysfunctionally. dysfunctionally. That's what keeps you stuck on the trauma triangle. To get off the trauma triangle, you actually need to get those needs met without being a victim, without being a hero, and without being a bully. You need to give your pain a purpose, and that's what will get you into progress. So I gave him an action that he needed to take for 2 weeks. And I said, you do this every single day, we'll be able to work together. Now, why did I do that? Because I wanted to see if he really was willing to move himself off the trauma triangle and start the progress process. See, I don't want you to become dependent upon me. I don't want to enable bad behavior that you have to wait for me to show up as the hero to make this happen. I want you to discover you can already begin to do it for yourself. And the high level dysfunctional coping mechanisms that we have, procrastination can be one of them, usually are developed because we have some sort of emotional pain that we haven't learned how to handle. An emotional pain that does not have a skill set to move it forward, to allow you to process, turns into physical pain. And then that physical pain cries out for diversion. And that's when dysfunctional coping habits and patterns show up. Procrastination, overeating, too much social media, smoking. Not saying that's the reason why all of those habits have showed up, but it will play a big part that there was something that came along in your life, you didn't know how to handle it. And so you developed this dysfunctional coping mechanism to give you a way to process, but it is now holding you back at who you were when you took it on. You know, I had a gentleman come to me, he couldn't let go of a 40-year smoking habit. When I asked him why he started smoking, he said, because I wanted to be the first one on the block. I wanted all the other kids to follow me. He was a true leader. He was a leader in his industry, in the career he had chosen. And his mind was still that 12-year-old kid that was saying, this is how we're a leader. So he had to give the 12-year-old kid something new to do. And then the part of him that did know how to be a leader, allow that to step forward and take place, because he had tried to take away the smoking habit for decades and it wasn't working because it meant loss of leadership to that younger him. That belief was still there. You have a belief that is still there around your dysfunctional coping mechanism, and it's the only way I can get my need met, but it's in a way that holds you back, which is the way or the reason why I use something known as parts therapy, which we call out that part of your personality that thinks that's what it has to do, and we give it something new to do. I use a process called the 4 R's, just like we were in school: reading, writing, arithmetic, and recess. Well, it's reveal, release, relearn, rejoice. By the way, if you want insight on how reveal, release, relearn, rejoice works, I put together a course called Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire. And you can get the basic understanding of my system for $7. Hello. I don't want money to stand in the way for you to at least start getting the beginning steps of progress. You can find that at drewdawnferguson.com/stop, STOP. drewdawnferguson.com/stop, STOP. And you'll see the Stop the Self-Sabotage class where you can claim it for $7. Oh my gosh. Okay. So to go back to, I needed that gentleman to start taking action on the physical realm so we could prove to the body that we were going to take action that was going to help it handle the emotional pain that it had went through at one point, that it didn't have the skill set to be able to resolve. And then it showed up physically. Hey, we're going to start moving you forward. Now we'll see if he does it or not. I had another woman who called me about her business. She attracts clients that cannot pay her. I gave her the same set of instructions. This is what I want you to do for 14 days. I want you to find at least one person that you can ask to do business with. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no. We just need to prove to the physical body that whatever emotions got stuck in it, we're going to start putting together a process to be able to handle them. And guess what? She didn't do it. It was only a few days later. She called me back. It's not working. I said, you know what? I'm not the hypnotist for you. I'm going to claim complete responsibility that we should not be working together because she is wanting someone to save her. And I do not do that with my clients. I do transfer of authority, transfer of power. You need to become your own super person, your own superhero. You're the one that needs to learn to do it for yourself. I am responsible for creating the very sacred experience for you to discover who you really are and the potential and energy you possess. Because that younger you that was wounded, that keeps reaching out dysfunctionally, when we get them going in the right direction, oh my gosh, the energy that they can release in your life. But that's still not enough. Then we call out that wiser self, that inner advisor that knows how to keep the focus and move you forward. And we allow them to step into the place where the wound was and begin to move you forward. See, the person who has the most intimate relationship with their painful past, with the potential of progress in their future, and their present self, which happens to be the gift you bring to the world every single day. That's why it's called the present. The person who has the best high quality relationship with all three pieces of who they are is the one who has the highest quality life. They're the ones who demonstrate to the rest of us how it's done. And this is the reason why you attract what you are, not what you want, because you're still attracting people who need to fill out the various roles on the trauma triangle. Let's get you off of it. You can never live a better life when you're trapped within that. Instead, let's move you into your potential, power, and success through the pyramid of who you really are. So you're not trapped in a triangle. You're actually walking up the different levels and going, how do I get the need for certainty met? What about freedom of choices of how I want to experience myself at my very best? Worthiness, because I'm modeling for others. This is how it's done. And validation. I don't connect to people through problems. I connect through love, because that's the true meaning of functional, healthy leadership. If sounds like something you might want to experience, then you can have a chat, whether it's with me or one of my associates. Are we the right fit for you? You can do that by going to my website, canhypnosishelpyou.com. You'll see how to set a call, or you can just send me a text, 636-699-7791, that says consult. Now, if you want to talk to me personally, then you need to put that you want to have a consult with me, Dawn. Because if you do not do that, you're going to get one of my associates. And they're phenomenal. I've trained all of them. But you can decide to go with them, who they've been trained in it, or you can go with the person who created the system. Does not matter to me. Or maybe you just want to take that beginning step. Say, well, let me find out a little bit more. Then go to drewdawnferguson.com/stop, STOP, and claim your course for $7. Get the beginning steps. You're not going to get the resolution. Why won't you get the resolution? Because the original wound was created by somebody else, which means you need somebody else to help guide you off it. So another course, another book, another video, another audio is not going to get you resolution. It can get you beginning steps. So there you go. You attract what you are, not what you want. You are capable of living the life you desire by your design. But to do that, you've got to start revealing who you really are, not what you've been conditioned and programmed to experience in life. Thank you so much for allowing me to support you on this, and I look forward to our chat, whether it's together or it's with one of my associates. I look forward to helping you to realize the love that you really do possess for yourself, and the world will be better because you're better. Thank you.